Any residential rubbish that comes in from any transfer station is going to go to the sort station. Then it's going to get reloaded into larger trailers, and then it's going to get hauled over to the West Hawaii Sanitary Landfill.
And the route that they will take these containers?
More often than not, it'll be Saddle Road.
So how many trucks, do you expect a day?
Well, based on our original estimation, it was 8 trucks a day. But since then, we've actually increased the size of our trailers. So we actually expect that it'll probably be more like 6, because we went with a larger capacity trailer. So it actually should mean less traffic, with our trailers.
I think there's a question.
You had a question in the back? Oh, okay. Occasionally, depending upon what's going on, if there's some traffic issue or whatever, we may take the Hamakua route, but more often than not, it's going to be Saddle Road.
And where is the turnoff point then? I have no idea where the West Hawaii landfill is. Would they go all the way up to the up road, like how we go to Costco?
So they would go basically when you turn off Saddle Road, you turn toward Waikoloa, come down through Waikoloa Village, and then turn, basically you go past where the Queen shops, and the landfill is about 1.5 miles past where the Queen shops. It's Pu'upohaku Road is where the landfill is.
How old has the Kona landfill been open for, and how much longer do you think its capacity can hold to the closure of that one as well?
So we just, last year, October, we just celebrated our 25th year being open at the West Hawaii landfill. At the present rates, depending on who you're talking to and what metrics you're looking at, you guys have probably been hearing on the news that we're, numbers anywhere from between 75 upwards, more. That's kind of based on what we're seeing right now and the fact that we're looking at our recycling programs becoming more. So we're trying to make sure that a lot of the things that we have taken to the landfill, we start kind of easing off and making that burden. The idea is that we don't want to be at a place where we're having to go back and open up another landfill someplace else. So the intention is for us to utilize the West Hawaii Sanitary Landfill to the extent that we can, and part of that is to push for the other things.
How long have you been open for?
It's been going a little over 40 years for the current site. There was another area that was in use prior to that was closer to where the refuse drop off, the transfer area. But that area was closed out prior to the use of this current area starting.
So if you had large pieces of garbage and you still go and dump those, or are those going to be transferred to somewhere else, like mattresses, couches?
So let's just say, for instance, with a king-size mattress and the facility attendant says, oh, you can't put that down the chute, you're going to have to take that up to the sort station. You'd still be able to go take it, and you take it up to the sort station, you dump it out there on the floor at the sort station, but you may not end up having to pay for that. So because it was too large to fit down the chute at the transfer, the regular rubbish chutes, they might redirect you up to the sort station, which is actually what happens now, except for now it might be up at the landfill. You might drive up to the landfill, or you might be directed to the sort station. But that's only for the things that we would normally say can't go down the rubbish chute, which that's the way it is right now. Nothing's changing because of the South Hilo landfill closing. Those restrictions exist today on the size.
Then it's contrary to what you told the gentleman there about being in a commercial vehicle.
No, because if he's in a commercial vehicle,
we're going to be stopped and check the regular guy. I go in with my truck with a king-size bed. I'm going to have to pay now.
You are.
Right?
Yes.
That's one of the reasons all of those king-size beds now end up on the side of the road. Then the county going to have to come pick it up and take it back. Because I live in a community that every day they're dumping king-size beds. I'm wondering why king-size beds are being dumped on the side of the road. Because if the regular Joe Blow gotta go pay to dump his king-size bed I'm not saying it should be free, but I'm just saying that's the reason these things are happening on the outside. That the county is going to have to eat it either way, because the county now got to send highways to come pick it up, and they go back and they go take it into the sort station. So is that the most? So then we're saying if you have large king size bed, we use that as the example because he used a roll of carpet. Okay, but it's because he had a commercial, he was going to charge. That's what I'm saying. It was not mentioned that if you came in with a regular car, you wouldn't have to be charged either, just because it's now a large.
He comes in with his truck that's a commercial license plate. If he only had one bag of refuse, he would be charged for the one bag of refuse because he's commercial. So the only reason a person that's coming in with, say, the king size bed is going to get charged is because it's something that's too large to go into our transfer station, our normal refuse, collection area.
Right. So then the message that you should be sending out to the people that there's going to be oversized. You're going to be charged for oversized trash. So an example should be king size bed. That's my reason of asking about refrigerator. Because if you make accommodations for refrigerator, that's a big dude. You provided a white space for that.
Sure.
For as you call it now, the white space for a freezer or whatever.
Yeah, the white goods. Yeah.
But that is what I needed to hear, is that now it's not just taking care of the trash. If you have oversized trash, and I don't know who will make that determination. Probably your deputy and his workers out there will make that determination. But that needs to be clearly articulated to the public. Because obviously, after the people who try to dump those things find out they got to pay for it, that's why it's come dumped in Panayama.
From our end, we like to believe people are going to do the right thing and they're going to take it to the right place. But there are some folks that are not going to follow the rules and they're going to.
Well, we got signs posted, $1,000.
Yeah, sure.
There's ordinance. There's bill. A sign says $1,000 for littering.
Yep.
Nobody pays attention to that.
Right.
I'm quite sure you guys deal with.
And that's an unfortunate thing, but yes, ma'am.
What's the cost for oversized garbage, like your king size bed? How much would it cost me,
So it'd still be by weight. So usually, depending on there's a frame or the mattress itself, it may not be more than say $5-10. Because they're going to weigh you in and then they're going to weigh you out again, and you're going to pay for whatever that item weighed. So yeah, you're still going to pay whatever percentage.
per ton?
Yeah, of that ton. So.
Is that cost the same for private and commercial?
Yes. Yeah.
The person took the time to cut the bed small enough to throw it in the
Down the chute it goes. Yeah. Yeah. If you get that chainsaw out, just don't do it at the transfer station is all we ask.
The idea, folks, here is that, you guys, okay, so a community like Panayava, 2,000 people. You're trying to make sure that everybody has equal opportunity to put their stuff in there. So your neighbors and whatnot. I know that, there might be questions about why can't I do this or why can't I do that. The idea for us, though, is that any community, Papaiko, whatnot, our job is to make sure that everybody has equal access to that same chute in that community. When you look at these large items, so let's get away from the mattresses. We talk about couches. We'll talk about, any large item that you can think of. There's some inherent dangers to white goods. We understand that these are things that we need to take care of correctly, right? So, but there's a point where there's only so much we can do. We're going to we don't think that it's too much. It's $110 for every 2,000 pounds. So, it's like $11 for 200 pounds. It's just a fraction thereof. We think that it's reasonable. We think that, folks can, if they're understanding that these things are gonna clog this thing up, that means that my my friends and family can't use that same pace, then we're going to try to encourage you to, you know, think twice about that. Hey, if you can cut it all up, I don't know, we'd gladly take it, but it's about the fact that it's going to cause us that added extra expense to get that in there and to move that. If it clogs that up, and what I used to be able to take 25 tons in, I can now only take 10 because it bridges that gap and I can't get anything else. Pull for everybody else that comes behind me. So there's, you know, there's that. We're just trying to make it so that the other people understand that you're impacting other people. So if that one item that we can say, hey, think about this before you bring it to my chute so that I don't affect everybody else. It's that disincentive so that they're not just coming one stop and making that a problem. We're hoping that this is not something that's going to affect everybody at every time. It's an exception to the rule. We believe that we're providing a service to everybody, that we can take everybody's stuff as best as we can. But we also understand there's going to be these times and issues that we just, you know, so what we try to do is make the disincentive and just ask the people that's generating that waste to think about what they're doing. You want to cut up that couch, you guys want to do that? Or take that extra added time to come out, pay that extra 10 bucks, 11 bucks, whatever it is, and everybody else can still use that chute. I mean, it's not perfect, but what we believe is that this is what we can offer to you folks, and everybody benefits in that community.